All right, guys, Chris, SVT Garage, and I was going to take you guys out for a ride in this car. I've been seriously trying to do that for a couple weeks, but have just been so slammed with the side business and stuff that I'm just making time for it. I don't care anymore. So here's the car. We're gonna do a quick walk around, and then we're gonna do an in-car, drive it for a little bit, and kind of just see what it's like to be in, drive, and just be around a stock 2003 Cobra. So for you guys that don't know, this is a 03 Cobra, low production number. I think it was number 148 or 149, and it's mineral gray. And in this, for this car here, the coupe, they made 302 for that 1 year only. This color was not available for 04. It has roughly 30,000 miles on it, like 30,080, and it's when I bought the car, I was not looking for another Cobra. I was actually looking at wanting to buy a Lightning, but this thing just kind of fell in my lap, so I picked it up. That's pretty much the quick synopsis of this thing. It's been a Florida car its whole life, actually local to where I'm at, the Clearwater, St. Pete area, and I knew the guy that had it for the last 10 or 11 years, and it came available, and I was like, I can't pass this thing up. But all right, guys, we're gonna pause this thing. I'm gonna get the camera set up in the car, and then from there we're gonna take this thing for a spin. All right, stand by. All right, so this is not going to be anything that's gonna blow your mind, but we will do a cold start on this car. Again, this isn't anything that is going to blow your mind by no means, but hey, let's just do it because we got it. Again, like I said, this isn't anything that it's as quiet as, I don't know, probably the quietest Mustang I've ever owned. But hey, whatever, we were here, got a cold start, and we'll move on to the next thing. All right, guys, we're in the car now, and like I said, that cold start, it wasn't anything that's like mind-blowing or amazing by any means of a cold start, but that's this car, that's what it is. We were here, might as well did it, and now you guys know this thing is quiet as a mouse, and kind of like it. I got the AC going, I'm sitting in this thing. It is not loud by any means, by any stretch of what the other car is or any of the other cars I've owned. So we're just gonna take this thing for a little spin and get it down the road. So kind of like today's video, what I wanted to do was, this is really my essentially first time-ish driving it since I've bought it, which was about 6 weeks ago. And I figured why not do it in the car, kind of do like a little bit of my review to it, and you guys can go ahead and let me know what you think at the same time. It's gonna pull out of the neighborhood. Got some back roads out here where we can open it up a little bit, let it warm up, get up the temp, and then, you know, we'll go from there. And shoot a quick little video on this thing. But just to recap, again, I bought it about, I'd say about a month to 6 weeks ago, somewhere around there. It had 29,990 miles on it when I test drove it, and it rolled 30,000 on that test drive, and right now I'm sitting at 30,110. 40 miles of that was driving it home. So again, I haven't driven this thing much. I took it to get some fuel in it because it was low the other day, and that's pretty much it. but I also did buy it not to really put crazy miles on it. Kind of wanted to preserve it. I have the other one for, you know, driving, and this thing here is just, you know, it's classic to me. Like, I just, you know, I don't know the word for this. It's just, it's smooth, it's clean, it's original, and I just kind of wanted to not really, you know, do too much to it, and just keep it that way and enjoy it for what an actual 03 Cobra was off the showroom floor or the production line. That's essentially, this thing doesn't have anything done to it. It's just, it's bone stock. Right now the shift light's going off. I can't tell you the last time I've seen one of them. Real quick on that, 1800 RPM is when it comes up. I heard that was for the, how they got around the gas guzzler tax on this thing. Is that true or not? I'm not 100% sure on that. That's just what I heard, so I'm not stating that as a fact. That's just what I heard. But anyways, this car is absolutely, it's so ungodly quiet. The exhaust, I can barely hear it. I'm hearing more in the transmission than I am the rest of the car. It's so crazy seeing that shift light come up. Again, I'm at 30,111 right now on the car. It is just the factory height. It hasn't been lowered. It's got the 17s on it, and just night and day from the other car I have. What I love about the other car is it's really like just raw. The power comes in real quick. It's loud. It's obnoxious. It's got a great stance to it. It's built to what I want to drive and have fun in. This is, I feel like a grandpa driving this thing. Nothing against grandpas. I'm just saying, this thing is not, I don't know, it's not what I expected an 03 Cobra to be. It's just so tame right now. And it's interesting because this is my first time owning a car like this. I've never owned a stock Mustang, Fox bodies, all the way up to what I have now. I've had my hands on 5 of these, and this is the complete, my first time driving one that's completely bone, even driving one, let alone owning one. The other cars I've had have been at least tuned, lowered, wheels, exhaust, pulley, whatever, the basic bolt-on stuff. This thing's zero. This thing is nothing. And I enjoy it. I mean, this is only really my second time driving it. I do enjoy it, though. I am enjoying it. And I think what I plan on doing with this car is keeping it like this. Again, not putting a ton of miles on it. I'm not saying it's like, oh, I'm keeping the miles on it or off of it for the next guy. No. I bought this thing just to kind of preserve it, in a sense. Take to car shows to show it for what it is, or events or whatever. And there's a couple things I want to fix on it that, you know, that to me need addressing. The headlights, for one, and that driver side valve cover, which again is another thing. Maybe I'm thinking there was an issue with these cars, because every one I've seen for sale looks like mine. It's like pitted. I don't know. The passenger side on a pair looks fine. The driver side ones I'm seeing for sale look like this thing. So I don't know if they had an issue with the castings on these or what, but, you know, again, if you guys know, let me know, because I'm curious. I can't find a clean one. If you got one, let me know. I'm looking for a driver's side. If I get around buying a pair, you know, again, I'd like to just buy the driver's side, but if I gotta buy the pair, it is what it is. So after I get those two things addressed, I did a minor paint correction on it. I think I'm gonna go a little harder on it. There's some spots that, you know, I think I can get out. And then this car's done. I don't plan on doing anything with it except for changing the oil and, again, taking it to a car show here and there. It is really hard not to touch it. It's really hard not to tune this thing. It just throws, I love how loud these Eatons are once you start spinning them. Like, they sound great. I don't even get that out of the Whipple. Like, the Whipples, you hear a little bit, but nothing like this Eaton. Eaton and the Kenny Bell sound the best. Obviously, the Whipples perform better, but, I mean, in my opinion, they do. You know, and it's really hard not to take this thing and start throwing money into it. And And you know, I'm really gonna try not to. This is, again, it's got this gigantic tall shifter on it. I like it. You know, it's clean in here. It's got the factory floor mats. It shifts great. It runs great. I mean, I'm pretty much up to temp. We got a nice little stretch of road. I'll turn around and we'll hear that supercharger whine. I haven't even heard that in a long time, just because of prior to the Whipple, I had a turbo on the car. So, you know, again, I love the Eatons on these things. They're just they sound great. But I guess, you know, guys, my first impression on this car, even with 30,000 miles, it's as clunky, as rattling, I should say, not clunky, but the rattle inside is just as much, if a little less, than my car that has 67,000 miles on it. So if you're looking for a car that's quiet and doesn't clunk and rattle, these New Edge cars are not for you. They're loud in here. The cab is noisy. I'm hearing the plastic, you know, rattle and jiggle and all that, just like I do in the red car, which that surprised me with this car. I thought it was going to be a little quieter in here, but again, it's all this plastic. It's what they used. But hold on here. Let's get into this thing a little bit. Oh, that sounds so good. That's only like 8 pounds. So I'm telling you, you pulley these things, they sound so much louder, and it's got the factory intake on there, so it quiets it down a little bit too. That was just a quick pull, guys. This thing, it felt great. It felt really good. I mean, again, it's nothing like that my other car would be, you know, sideways a little bit or spinning. This thing just, and that's the traction control off too. And I rolled into it. I didn't dump the clutch or nothing. I wasn't going crazy fast. I don't know if you guys heard that. It's got that Cobra clunk too. My car has kind of been fixed. You know, that's been addressed. I think I might address that on this. It is annoying to hear that clunky sound in the back. You know, it's what these things are known for. But you know, it is what it is, and it's not affecting the performance on this thing at all. These things also had a bad reputation for the wheel hop. So again, you can put some money in the rear end of these and kind of fix those two issues. And my car has that all done. So I don't get that wheel hop and I don't get that clunk. But God, it's so weird seeing that shift light roll up. But again, guys, for this car being so low mileage, and it is clean, it is nice in here, it's smooth. It is a little noisy. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of noisy in here, but I think that's what I like about these cars, is they're not, you hear everything. You hear the road, you feel it. You don't have, there's not much in here. I mean, you get the seats, and you got a nice steering wheel and a nicer shift knob on the New Edge side. And again, if you're looking for a car that has the amenities, again, the Cobra's not really for you, or the New Edge, I should say, in general. I love the seat though. This thing, it 13 or something, all these adjust, the bottom bolster, the top, it adjusts like a bunch. And for 2003, being 20-something years old, you know, I think they did a good job on that. I love how comfortable the seats are. I know there's a lot of people who have issues with the shifting on these, as you know, they say they're reaching when they're going through the gears. I don't, which is weird because I'm short and I got these little T-Rex arms. I feel great in here. I feel like everything's nice and close. It's like headroom for me is great. You know, it's not like a huge reach for me. The passenger seat's right there. Like I don't know. For me, I've always loved the cabin of these New Edge cars, especially the Cobra. You know, just the switches, everything's right here, easy to reach, easy to get to. AC knobs, everything. It's just, to me, it's a good car. I know a lot of people kind of complain about that, but you know, teach his own. I guess if you're tall and you're sitting back further, it's kind of a, I guess, you know, hey, should have been a little shorter, I don't know. But for me, it's comfortable. I like it. I've owned a handful of these cars, and I keep going back to them. But this thing right here, I want to say, these new edges, if you're just looking for, you know, these newer cars have so much to offer. Like, this isn't it. To me, this is more like a raw, you feel it, you're in the seat, and you're, you know, if you want to bang through some gears. For the money, these cars are great. I got this car, I felt like I had a really good deal when he called me, or we were going back and forth on Instagram, a guy I know, local here to me. When he said this was for sale, or he's going to sell it, I don't post it. Let me get back from vacation, and I'll get the deal done. And that's essentially what happened. I was not in the market for another Cobra. I was actually looking for a Lightning. I wanted to do a Lightning build. I had my hands on one a couple of years ago, about 4, 5, 6 years ago. I sold it. I kind of was like, yeah, I should have kept it. It had some work done to it. I should have just kept it and kept going with it, but that's what I was trying to buy. So then this popped up, and I was like, I can't pass this thing up. Like, you guys saw, I don't know if you've seen the video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. This thing comes with all the paperwork that they could have offered at the dealership, right down to the guy having the down payment receipt. Like, that all came with the car. They changed out the valve cover. I mean, not the valve covers, guys. The valve stems, Cobra caps. The guy kept that. Like, everything on this car from the factory came with it. So I couldn't pass it up. I didn't want to pass it up, and I thought this would be a cool car to just add to the collection. So that's kind of what this is. I do plan on getting a Lightning. Obviously, this puts that on the back burner for a little bit. I got to recoup some funds, but I don't plan on getting rid of this car. I'm definitely not getting rid of the red car, and I do really want a Lightning. So I'm gonna work in the future on getting that done. You know, I know you guys. A lot of the people are like, "Hey, drive it, enjoy it." Again, that's not why I bought this car. I'm going to drive it, I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm not going to put the miles on it. I do have the other car for that. And for me, that car I built and put together for me to really enjoy. And this one I just bought because the money was right. It came with the documentation, and I think this car is just going to continue to go up in value. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Like, I think it's a car to hold on to, and down the road, just let it appreciate and enjoy it for what it is and what's not done to it. But again, guys, moving forward with this thing, this is the car. This is as stock as I've never. My truck has more stuff done to it than this thing. I mean, this thing is just so bizarre to me, and I see why they left it alone. Yes, and I guess I can and can't. This thing's fun. It's reliable. I mean, it's probably not going to eat up the alternators like, you know, pulling these cars does. KMJ, guys, is a great alternator. It's been in my car for a couple years, so shout out to them. They make a good product. Hit them up if you need one. The guy's local here in Florida too, so, you know, for Florida guys, it gets to you pretty quick. But this thing's reliable. It's fun. I feel like I could take this thing on a road trip, you know, once or twice a year, and not put crazy miles on it, but yeah, this thing's cool. For being 21 years old and it having the performance that it has, these cars are so ahead of their time, and they left so much on the table. I felt like even if they just, I don't know, I understand why they got in trouble for the whole horsepower thing on this thing, because it has more than what they advertised. This is a cool car, man. I don't know whether you like Mustangs or not, or you know, you don't get why people spend the money on the Cobras themselves. You got to get in one and drive it. I mean, and then you get in one and drive that's been worked or tuned, totally different animal. This thing is mild. Again, even just with a pulley, a 2-weight pulley, a 4-pound lower, catback exhaust, and some fuel, you know, you're pushing 500 horse, 550, you know, and they make power so easy and for little money. But I don't know, guys, I love the car. It's probably what I expected, except for, again, you do hear some of the plastic in here getting a little rattly. I thought that it was going to be a little quieter than my other car, and it is, but not by much. Just being honest, I think if you're looking for just that nice cruiser, these low mileage, you know, Cobras, they're the way to go. I think they're going to hold their value, and, you know, I kind of bought it to roll the dice. I think it's going to go up in value, but I could be wrong. If not, then I get a cool car for, you know, what I paid for it. But guys, let me know what you think, what your impressions are on something like this. And, you know, again, for me, the car is going to stay on the channel, and it's just going to be more of like you've probably seen a car show here and there, and we are going to go through the series of getting it, you know, the small stuff that needs to be fixed on it, and that's pretty much for this. You know, the guys that I'm hanging around with have been asking me, hey, let's take it out, let's do a car show with it. I just want to get those two things fixed: the headlights and the driver's side valve cover. And then, you know, I definitely plan on taking this thing out a little more to the shows and stuff. But again, guys, let me know what you think. It's SVT Garage. Oh, no, real quick, one more thing before I go. I'm trying to come up with a name for the car. What do you guys think about OGMG? You know, let me know. It's just something off the top of my head I was thinking about. You got to name the cars. I think all my cars I've done that with, and I think this is going to be the OGMG, just because the low production number, it's completely untouched, and it's an OG, I guess, right? So let me know what you guys think. But anyways, guys, I think what I'm going to do too is just do another walk around video of this, and then that'll be it for this video. One more eating one. Love it. Alright, guys, thanks, SVT Garage. Alright, guys, I kind of ended that video, and I decided to kind of came here, found an open parking lot, and just do a little quick another walk around of this thing. For being a car that is just the way it is from the factory, I do like this car a lot. I have never, again, I keep saying I've never owned one like this, and I'm happy to get my hands on it, and I want to keep this thing for how they came from Ford, and just kind of showcase it for that. But again, as you guys see, the wheel gap on this, especially the back, like you can see the front, it's not horrible. The back is ridiculous. But it is, again, it's how they came. But it's a cool car. I got that light fixed. It was on this side, actually, that was cracked. Got that thing fixed, and I just keep, you know, plan on going around this thing and just fixing the little things that need to be done. I got a couple paint blemishes. I'm gonna get that scratch out. That's not a big deal. The headlights are the freaking worst though, but I'm gonna mess with them. I did change out that antenna. This thing is humongous. But other than that, it's just that valve cover, and this thing here is pretty much done. And again, I think I just want to kind of showcase it, enjoy it for what these cars were when they were just kind of rolled off the showroom floor. But this is it, man. This thing is as stock as you can get. But let me know what you guys think of the video. And again, I appreciate all you guys commenting and being interested. So I'm going to try to keep pushing out some cool videos. And like I said, this car here, video-wise, I think is going to be more of just like kind of showcasing it for this. and just leaving her alone. But let me know what you guys think. I think it's a cool car. I enjoy it. I think I'm going to enjoy it too. And I am still looking for that Lightning. I think it'd be cool to have a Sonic Blue one. I think my second option would be buy one that needs work, especially paint, and then I can do kind of like whatever color I want. So there's that option too. But a Lightning will be coming sooner than later. I've been dying to get my hands on one. But all right, guys, this is SVT Garage. I appreciate everybody. Thanks to the likes, everybody subscribing and commenting, and we'll see you on the next one.